The very first human civilization. It's fascinating because it all starts in this region called Mesopotamia, which is in modern-day Iraq and parts of Iran, Syria, and Turkey. The name Mesopotamia means the land between rivers, those rivers being the Tigris and Euphrates. This area is often called the Cradle of Civilization. So, why did civilization start there? It's all about the geography. The rivers flooded regularly, leaving behind nutrient-rich silt, which made the land incredibly fertile. This was perfect for farming. Early humans could grow plenty of food like barley, wheat, and lentils, which meant they could settle down in one place rather than constantly moving around in search of food. With stable food supplies, small villages started to form around 6500 BC, and these grew into larger towns over time. One of the earliest of these towns was Eridu, which many consider the world's first city. But the real game changer came around 4000 BC with the city of Uruk. Uruk was a massive city for its time, with a population of about 50,000 people. This city was bustling with activity. People traded goods, worked as artisans or scribes, and built impressive structures like the Ina Temple complex, which was dedicated to the goddess Inanna. One of the most groundbreaking developments in Uruk was the invention of writing. Around 3200 BC, they started using a system called cuneiform, which involved making wedge-shaped marks on clay tablets with a reed stylus. Initially, this was used for keeping records of goods and transactions. Writing wasn't just for keeping track of trade, though. Over time, it became a tool for documenting laws, treaties, literature, and various administrative tasks. This helped to create a more organized and efficient society. Now, let's talk about how these societies were structured. Mesopotamia had a hierarchical social system. At the top were the kings, priests, and wealthy landowners. These leaders often claimed that their authority was granted by the gods. The king, known as the Lugal, was seen as a divine representative on earth, responsible for maintaining order and justice, as well as overseeing public works like canals and city walls. Priests also held significant power since religion was deeply integrated into daily life. They managed temples and conducted rituals to appease the gods. Below the elites were the skilled workers like scribes, artisans, and traders, who played vital roles in the economy. The majority of the population were farmers and laborers, and there were also slaves, although they weren't as central to the economy as in later civilizations. Speaking of religion, the Mesopotamians were polytheistic, meaning they worshipped many gods and goddesses who controlled various aspects of nature and human life. Major deities included Anu, the sky god, Enlil, the god of air and storms, and Inanna, the goddess of love and war. Each city had its patron deity, and they built large temples called ziggurats, which were like massive terraced pyramids, to honor these gods. These temples were the centers of religious activity. One of the fascinating aspects of Mesopotamian culture is their mythology. They had rich stories that conveyed their values and beliefs. One of the most famous is the Epic of Gilgamesh, an epic poem about the adventures of Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk, who searches for immortality and learns profound lessons about friendship, loss, and the human experience. When it comes to governance, Mesopotamia is notable for its early legal codes. The Code of Hammurabi and the more famous Code of Hammurabi are some of the earliest examples. Hammurabi's code, which dates to around 1754 BCE, is known for its principle of an eye for an eye. These laws covered everything from property rights to marriage and criminal justice. They were inscribed on stone steles and displayed publicly so everyone knew the rules and the consequences of breaking them. Mesopotamians also made significant strides in science and technology. They developed a lunar calendar to keep track of time, which was crucial for farming and religious festivals. They were pretty advanced in mathematics too, using a base 60 system that influenced how we measure time and angles today. In engineering, they built sophisticated irrigation systems to control the flow of water from the rivers, allowing them to farm more effectively. They also built roads and bridges to improve trade and communication. Their contributions to astronomy are impressive as well. They meticulously recorded the movements of stars and planets, which had practical uses for agriculture and important religious implications. Their observations laid the groundwork for